hit you up, I'm talking about bag or something. Chill off in your crib and have a thing, but a nigga stank or something. Girl, you like my body, bitch. Post my bill, pay for my lawyer. Play your position, make the mother hoes get out of order. We wanna.
According to ESPN, Jacare Souza is no longer a UFC fighter after completing his contract with the promotion. The end of Souza's contract comes days after he suffered a brutal loss to Andre Muniz at UFC 262 in Houston, having his arm broken in the opening round. Souza is now 41 years old and on a 4-fight losing streak. Prior to his submission loss to Muniz, he suffered a KO loss to Kevin Holland and back-to-back decision setbacks to Jan Blachowicz in his UFC light heavyweight debut and Jack Hermansson. Vitor Belfort left the UFC in 2018 after getting knocked out by Lyoto Machida in his final fight in the octagon, but he was expected to fight in ONE championship after that. However, for whatever reason, Belfort never made his debut for ONE. Speaking to the media on Tuesday at Floyd Mayweather's Academy, Belfort revealed that his deal with ONE is nearing an end and he is now looking to venture into the world of boxing. In fact, he already challenged Oscar De La Hoya, Anderson Silva, and Evander Holyfield to future boxing matches. I'm looking for an opponent now. I heard that Oscar De La Hoya is looking for someone to face. Oscar, don't be afraid. Now our agreement is about to end. We have no fight there, but this is boxing. I'm free to fight boxing. Anderson would be incredible. Anderson and I, it would be a big rematch in boxing. It could be Oscar, Anderson, Holyfield. There's a list of guys who can make this happen. Belfort also shared a photo of himself with boxing promoters Leonard Ellerby and Amir Abdullah. Who would you guys like to see Vitor Belfort fight in boxing? Leave your comments below. Diego Sanches confirmed to MMA Fighting on Thursday that he is no longer working with Joshua Fabia as a manager, coach, and guru. Sanches recently took to his OnlyFans page where he shared the following photo and statement following the split. Sometimes you have to look hard in the mirror to see yourself clearly. I had a lot of hard truths I've had to look at. Sanchez began working professionally with Fabio in 2019 before his fight with Mickey Gall at UFC 235. Immediately, many were skeptical of who he was as he claimed he described himself as a healer and owner of the School of Self-Awareness. Yet he didn't get along with many in promotion and was the reason Sanchez was released from the UFC. What do you guys think about Sanchez parting ways with Fabio? Do you think he might be able to reconcile his relationship with the UFC following his split from Joshua Fabia? Let us know in the comments section. Speaking to UFC News, Edmund Shabazian explained what he learned from his first career loss to Derek Brunson and discussed his upcoming fight against Jack Hermansson at UFC Vegas 27. Here's what he said.
I wanted to do a quick finish in that fight, so I was like chasing for a finish, and more taught me to be a little more patient and relax on my attacks instead of rushing for a finish, because you're not going to be able to finish everybody. Not everybody could get finished, so just more calculated and relaxed in there. And then I had, of course, improvements on my wrestling, my jiu-jitsu, and I've been improving a lot. Well, yeah, besides the camp, you know, even before camp, because it's been like about 8 to 9 months since I fought, so I've just been doing a lot of different things to work on those things. For example, like switching up some things in my practices, and like the intensity has gone up a lot in my practices. It's been a really tough camp, so I've just been working and if you look at my last fight, you know, and watch my last fight, that's what you're gonna try to want to do on me. But I was looking for the finish, and I got exhausted in that last fight. That's why, like, anybody who's exhausted is gonna get like positions up. So I mean, he can try, but you know, fully ready. Just a more matured version of myself. You know, this will be like my 6th fight, I think, in the octagon. So I'm growing in there each time, and I'm ready to show those improvements.
Speaking on SiriusXM Fight Nation 156, Anthony Smith gave his thoughts on Chris Weidman's leg injury and what the future holds for the former UFC middleweight champion. Here's what he said.
Chris Weidman is the best guy I've ever trained with. I've never trained with anyone that good before. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. It's just fact. And he was as good as I've ever seen him going into that fight. Like, for me to see him that good going in and that ready and mentally in a good place and really putting the work in and strong, his weight cut was good. And just seeing that, that's what's crushing. It's just like what could have been that night. And then what could that have moved on to? And I just urge people to, and honestly, if they don't, I don't think it matters. I think Chris is coming back no matter what. But I just urge people to not only just reach out to him and just motivate him and let him know that people are watching and hoping he's okay, but just don't write him off, because you can sense that as a fighter. You can sense that people don't believe in you anymore. They don't think you're coming back. So then they start to trail off and it's easy when it first happens to send the Instagram comment or comment on Twitter or whatever and be motivating, but it's hard to do that. It trails off and it doesn't happen as much 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months later. So I just urge people to just, if you have a second and you actually care, shoot those things out there because they really do help, especially when you're laid up on the couch and you're reading.